Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Jen Murphy Show. Episode number 5. Sorry. I should have checked my sound before I started and I didn't. Hello. Um Okay, sorry. Happy Monday is when I'm recording this. March 1st. And things are looking up, I think. I'm in Los Angeles, and they are talking about maybe opening up a little bit of indoor dining next week. I don't really care. I just want to go on the road. I just want to be able to travel again, do some stand up. I will be traveling though in 2 weeks, March 12th and 13th. I will be in Alameda, California. If any of you are up north, it's by Oakland, is what I'm told. I've never been there, but I've been to Oakland. I haven't been to Alameda, but I'll be doing 4 shows, 2 nights, March 12th and 13th. So if you know anybody, send them over, or if you were there yourself. I just got off the phone with my dad. It's one of those conversations where you just keep saying, well, things are looking good. How's it for you? Looking good. How's your wife? Looking good. It was brief. But we were talking about comedy and doing shows again. It's I'm probably not the only comic that feels this way, but it can be a trigger sometimes when people are like, so have you been writing? Are you writing new jokes? I'm like, yeah, I'm always trying to. That's what he always asks me. Are you writing? I guess I don't know if it makes me angry because I feel like I definitely don't write enough. Or if sometimes I just want to be like, it's really hard to write a funny joke. It's really hard to make people laugh out loud. You can say a lot of things that just make people smile or chuckle. But to get somebody to honestly be like, ha, 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 ha. But yeah, my dad was like, well, we look forward to seeing a whole new routine. Well, don't get your hopes up. No, just kidding. I do have a tendency not to write as much as I should. I think I'm not the only comedian that feels that way, but I guess somebody pushing you is always good. I don't think I have a lot to talk about today. I am glad that things are going to be start opening up soon because I gotten to a point where I'm looking at homeless people and being like, if they just had a good shower. I mean, there are some that not often, but there's sometimes a homeless person where you can see the potential. You can see what once was before the dirt covered it up. Um, that sounds depressing. I have a lot of homeless people in my neighborhood. It's gotten pretty bad. I've been trying to drink less. I drink more. Well, I can't even blame the quarantine. I've always liked alcohol. But I used to be busier. I used to be driving and I wouldn't drink and drive. So I used to drive to shows and do all that. So it's definitely been more since I'm home at night all the time. I have a few beers. And I realized I probably do need to drink a lot less because when I did go to bed sober, I was sweating. I asked my neighbor, like, is it weird if your body has to detox overnight? It's like, maybe. Might be a sign. Might be a lot of toxins in my body. Just taking up space. Well, it's not good. I have been trouble sleeping the other night. I think I'm finally understanding what happens when people go through a midlife crisis. Because pretty much during your life, you can have times when maybe you regret something you did a couple days ago. You can even still regret something from like a couple months ago or feel embarrassed. I feel like midlife crisis is waking up every morning full of like shame and regret, even though you didn't do anything. It's waking up just having shame and regret for your whole life. Instead of saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that last week. Now I feel like I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. All of it, everything that has led up, every decision that's led up to this moment right now. Not every decision, but you know what I mean. I'm exaggerating, guys. Sometimes I exaggerate to try and make things more exciting, more interesting. I just think most of the time you feel like in your life, if you mess up, you're like, but whatever. Tomorrow's another day. And that is still true now. Except I think in your 40s, you're just like, yeah, tomorrow's another day. But am I really going to change? Am I really going to make this better? Or am I just going to keep going in the same pattern over and over? No, I am not. I'm making it better. I'm not going to be the last one to text anymore. I wrote, I'm in a script writing group with some other, they're not all comics, other writers. And we share scripts. And one of the guys today, his script was kind of about like dating and, one person can be so in love with the other person. And they're like, we must feel the same connection because if I feel it, it must be mutual. And whatever. It hit a little too close to home because that's not the case. But in the script, one of his friends gave him some advice and said, do you know what happens when you chase people? They run away. And I was like, oh my God, that's like some of the greatest advice I've ever heard in my life. It's one of the things that made a Post-it every so often. Piece of advice. You can't see it. The glare makes a Post-it. And then it sits on my desk for months and I try and follow it. And I usually fail, but I succeed more. I'm succeeding more than I'm failing. There's another good one that I read a few months ago. There's more power in silence. Can you see this isn't a Post-it. This is a 3x5 card. I have a lot of random variety, guys. Variety. I like this one. Sometimes you don't need to tell people everything you're feeling. I'm sorry. I don't need to tell people everything I'm feeling. Keep something to yourself. Maybe a little bit of mystery. Pretty soon my background may be different. My background may be different because I'm moving. I know you guys are really interested. It's probably just down the hall to another apartment, but it's going to be exciting for me because right now I share a space with somebody. Pretty soon I'm going to be all by myself. Just when the world's going to open up and I'm ready to have some visitors. I don't want to get disgusting. And I think a lot of my listeners are male because you guys are devoted listeners and I appreciate that. You and Christina. I don't want to get gross, but I was having a mental weekend. Saturday and Sunday were a little bit mental. And I started my period. I don't think they're connected. I'm really not one of those girls that thinks that like I get crazy when my period. I think I just have, days or bouts of mental anguish whenever it comes. I don't think it comes, but it happens to come at the same time. And it also happened to be like, I almost thought I had to go to the hospital. There was just, it was like I was just hemorrhaging. I'm sorry, this sounds gross. I just bring it up because of my age too. I was just like, maybe this is the final one. Because this is like I really for a minute thought I might have to, I thought there was something else wrong with me. If you have to throw away like 3 pairs of underwear during a menstrual cycle, so that's not good. You're either too lazy to protect yourself or it's out of control. But I thought maybe the finale, like maybe the final egg. It's just like when you go to a 4th of July and there's just like they have the whole fireworks show, and then that final one is just like I can't even keep up. There's so much coming out. I can't keep up. I think I had my final explosion. Either that or that was the perfect egg that was waiting to be impregnated, because that thing was that was working overtime. I doubt it was waiting to get impregnated. I'm rambling. But I also thought, when I was being completely crazy in my head, and that was happening at the same time, all of a sudden I was just like, I've been bleeding for 30 years. Once every 4 weeks for 30 years straight. That's a lot. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of hemorrhaging. I don't know if I'm just trying to make myself feel better for being mental. Trust me, I would rather not have to make myself feel better. I would rather be unaware that the thoughts in my head are crazy. Because I'm pretty sure I know a lot of people who are completely unaware that what they're saying is like a little cool, like they believe it, and you're just like, yeah, okay. I don't know if that's better. It's definitely not better for their life, because they're probably making a lot worse decisions if they're believing the craziness that's coming out of their mouth. But I don't know if it's worse to only have the craziness in your head and you're the only one that can hear it and you know it's crazy. So now you don't only just have crazy thoughts in your head, you also have the hopelessness and depression of knowing that you're living with that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm living with this roommate. I have a constant, well, it's not constant. I'm a very happy person a lot of times. I like to have fun. But I pretty much got a roommate in my head who's trying to destroy me often. They're like, no, that person didn't mean that compliment. They're lying to you. Why would that guy ever like you? You weirdo. Okay. I wish I had more to say to you. I just stuttered. I don't have a lot going on. My mind has been very consumed because I just found out I had to move last week. So it was kind of a rush, and I got to be out of here in like 2 weeks. So I did not think a lot more about what I was going to talk about on here, or maybe it was just a slow week. Sometimes I think if I don't have a lot to talk about, that might be a positive, because that means I'm not like angry or depressed about more topics. It's a happy day today. So let me leave you again with my favorite new quote. What do people do? What do they do? What happens when you chase someone? They run away. Bye-bye. My name's Jen Murphy. I'll tell you that after you've watched or listened to this whole show and may not have known my name. You can email me at jenmurphylive@gmail.com if you'd like to. If you can think of a better title for my show, I like to keep things simple, but hey, I'm open to suggestion. For now, it's going to be the Jen Murphy Show. Co-starring Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Okay. Love you all. Thank you. Bye.